job done, but Mercy looks like she could go for a lot longer.
If you're just joining us, that's Mercy Chelangat of Kenya, who now trains in Flagstaff, Arizona. Her first Ottawa marathon, 27 years young. Chelangat's brother Vincent came over from Kenya to run track at the University of Alabama. He's now a nurse in Colorado Springs. And because her brother was running, Mercy decided to get into the sport. Did some training camps in Kenya, joined up with an organization called Scalabook, and they connected with some U.S. coaches. They posted some time trials in the 3K and the 5K. So Mercy ended up moving to Texas UT Rio Grande Valley University. That was in the fall of 2018. She transferred to Alabama following in her brother's footsteps in the spring of 2019, and then turned pro when her university career ended. High mileage every day, she says, when she moved to Flagstaff. They've added the strength training. She spent now almost 7 years in North America. This is Chelangat's marathon debut, and she said, I need to get used to the distance. And here comes the payoff for somebody who has been grinding at it. Coming up on the 2-hour mark, she has a comfortable lead at the 2025 Tartan Ottawa Marathon.
I mean, what a way to get used to it by winning. What an incredible debut. If she's able to sustain this right to the end, I would say that is a good thing that she attempted this event as her debut, and it's only going to be, again, another fascinating individual to watch in the next couple years.
And for those just waking up, that is Albert Korir, his first competition of 2025, coming off an ankle injury that forced him to miss the Boston Marathon. He's not 100%, had a comfortable lead, it's shortened, and now it's widened again as we come up on the 2-hour mark. Korir, 31 years old. His last race was in November in New York when he won it all. He came into this a little stressed. He wasn't quite sure where the ankle would be, but now Korir has a lead over that man on the right, Rory Linkletter of Calgary, the 28-year-old who finished 6th in Boston. And Linkletter's got a comfortable hold on second place at this stage of things.
Yeah, these guys just went through 40 kilometers about a minute ago. So they have about 1,500 meters left of racing. And that gap looks too big now. I mean, Rory looks great. He's finishing super strong. He's gotten rid of the 3rd and 4th place runners, but he won't catch Albert here. And Albert is doing as much as he can to stay in front. He's hurt and he's looking over his shoulder, but he looks like he's going to be a repeat winner. He won this race 6 years ago, and then back for more this year.
I bet we'll hear from those athletes after about the sun. It peaked out in true fashion for this race. That sun starting to creep in around that 9 a.m. mark. It has been historically something that has happened. If it's not already out at the start, it typically starts to come out. And then we see, especially in those age group athletes, folks start to struggle along those hills or those unshaded parts around that 9 a.m. to noon part of the day when the sun starts to beat down. For these elite athletes, I mean, their body temperatures are soaring now towards the end of the race. So I bet you we'll hear from them later that they felt that heat in that sun and are just hanging on. And this is also another beautiful part of the course. To the left of Rory, we have our Lansdowne Park, where the Ottawa Redbacks play, a huge, wonderful community of the glebe that tends to filter out of their homes to support athletes all along the canal. You can hear the bells and whistles. You can hear those cheers coming from the crowd. Also to mention, there are 26 cheer stations along this whole course. So every mile, there's a designated official cheer station from local community groups, whether they are dance troupes or bands or businesses. They've sponsored these cheer stations. They bring people out, and their mission for the entire course of the event, from elite to the final finisher, is to get everyone through the event. think that must be their last bottle.
Yeah, that would be the
Last
last
bottle.
bottle station, somewhere around the 40K mark. Sometimes you don't take them at the end. You just don't feel like you need them, and other times you might just take a quick sip just to like get you to the end. But it's nice to have there as a reassurance. But yeah, they don't often take the 40K bottle.
He's right at the end here, that final cheer station. You can tell he's hugging that close as the course is going to start to round through the left.
One of the top championship racers of his generation, Albert Korir.
And so he was 2:01.18 at 40K. Typically you're going to have about six some odd minutes of running. So I'm going to guess Albert will probably be at 2:07 something, which is a very fast time on this course.
When he won it in 2019, it was 2:08.03.
Yeah, so he might be a little bit ahead of that. We'll see when he crosses the line, and Rory will likely have the fastest Canadian time ever on this course, probably by a few minutes.
Men's course record 2:06.04 in 2022. We may not get there today, but we're going to be pretty close.
Yeah, it'll probably be just over a minute off that. It's really an incredible. No matter what, this is going to be an incredible time for Rory to run maybe under 2:09 here today. He ran 2:08 low to qualify for the Olympics. That was in a race that he had people to run with right to the end on a very fast course.
Seville last February.
Yeah. So there were guys with him right to the end, aiming for that 2:08.10 qualifying mark, automatic qualifying mark for the Olympics. So Seville is a very fast course, and he was in a group for 42.2K today. He's had to do the last part solo with dispatching CJ and chasing Albert. And if he's under 2:09 today, I'm going to say that this is going to be one of his best performances ever. I mean, of course, 2:07 at Boston's a good, very good result. It's not an official time with the downhill nature of the course, point to point. It's not necessarily a fast course, but Boston was a fast day this year. A lot of people saw the fastest times ever at Boston. But this would be definitely going to be one of his best performances ever.
Linkletter said his mindset coming into today, not to hold back. Do whatever it takes to win. He called this Ottawa course and competition a proving ground.
Yes, and you did mention he's glad Albert's here. It makes the competition that much more stiffer.
Increases the stakes.
Yes,
said.
it totally does. But part of me wonders right now if he wished Albert hadn't twisted his ankle in Boston, and he would just be winning the Ottawa Marathon. There are really good marathoners who go through their whole career without winning a marathon race. You don't do that many, and if you're someone of Rory's caliber and you're doing very competitive races like Ottawa and Boston, in Toronto, and whatever he plans to do in the fall, and the Olympics and the World Champs, there's not that many opportunities to actually win a race. So this would have been a very good opportunity for him to do it. And unfortunately, he's up against a New York City champion. Albert Korir is 2-for-1 against Tamarit Tola, who's the Olympic champion. So he's got a winning record over some of the best marathoners in the world. So he's up there with the best. And if Albert had the opportunity to run on a very fast course like a Berlin, a Chicago, I'm sure he'd have a much faster PB. But in the last few years he's focused on Boston and New York, which aren't necessarily, they aren't fast courses. So he's up there.
Also keeping in mind too, we discussed this yesterday, the Ottawa Marathon course changes. It fluctuates based on road closures, construction year to year. So the last time Korir ran this course, it might have been different.
Yeah, it would have been a little bit different. I ran in 2019 as well, and looking at some of those steep hills around Rockcliffe, I did not run those, so I know it is a bit different. I would have remembered.
Don't
that.
worry, I have. It's okay.
So now we're really like in the closing stages of Albert Korir's run here.
This is that final turn, and he'll see those barricades towards the finish line, and that's when that we'll get that finishing moment for him.
Yeah, so he'll be hard pressed to still be in the 207s, I believe. He'll. Oh wow! Look at Roy. He looks
wow!
He's
He's chasing him. Yeah.
It looks very close.
It looks close.
But these camber angles can be deceiving. But
Linkletter's going for it.
he totally
He's going
is.
for it.
He's not giving an inch.
Those shoulders are up. We are moseying along. I haven't seen any shoulder checking from Korir. Oh, there it is. Never mind. I spoke too soon. He's got to look the other way.
One of the best championship racers of his generation. Top 6 3 times in Boston, Albert Korir returns to the nation's capital. Rory Linkletter right there, but he won't do it this year, not in 2025.
But he's made a lot of ground on him. He's only about 10 seconds back now. Like that last split that we had, he was 30 seconds back. So here we go. Here's the finish line.
The champion in New York, and now the Korir has a second Ottawa title. Albert crosses first in 2025.
Great run. So 2:08.21, similar time it was when he won 6 years ago. Yeah, it looks like he probably gave up some time there at the end. He was on 2:07 pace. And Rory, like I said, like 2:08 on this course versus his Seville. I know this is not his PB, his official PB, nor is it's his third fastest official time, but it's just as good as his other two runs.
Congratulations to Rory Linkletter.